is, for that night we met though, it was kind of like I knew that I was really kind of quite taken with you on that first night. You know, I only spoke to you for an hour and then, you know, left and sort of went home with Rich and Andy and everyone, and they came back to my flat, my gorgeous penthouse. And then, you know, spoke to you the next day and then met up with you. But I knew so early on that you were something special.
I was working in the pub, the Hyde Park
yeah,
pub.
I was living in Kent, so I was at university.
Simon adored me and stalked me for ages and ages, and I really wasn't interested.
I courted you.
Yeah.
My sister is her mum's best friend. She was having her hair done only 20 years ago, and then we thought it was a good idea to get it together.
We met in an ice cream parlour.
In 1958.
Through my best friend.
With a nightclub drunk one night. I was on the rebound actually.
And I'd fancied you before because you'd popped in before.
Well, obviously because you're female.
Obviously. But you fancied me as well, didn't you? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we both went to schools in Clinton. We've been together since we were 14.
We were pen pals.
So there's a new one for you.
I was posh, he was Beth.
We got a label, we had to be our opposite pair.
And I think I wrote on somebody's bag in Tipex, NJ Hearts JW, and which you saw, and then
That was it.
that was it really.
Yeah. And then we got talking on that night, and then we got together and had a little kiss, and that was it. And I knew that he was the one.
I was a motorbike fanatic in those days, so I had a big hat and gauntlets and all the gear.
I couldn't see him.
He was painting my little flat, and for a couple of weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, outside, yeah.
Yeah.
It was quite funny actually, because I was dancing in front of him, and I could just feel this little tugging at the back of me. So I knew he wanted to dance.
On my first day of work, Darren approached me. I was leaving a meeting room with all the directors, and he said to me, "Hello, my name's Darren." And I looked into his eyes, and that was it.
Yeah, no, you used to make me a nice cup of tea,
Yeah.
and I said, "Can I repay you for these lovely cups of tea by taking you out for a drink?"
Yeah.
He walked me to the end of my street, and then I asked him out, and he said, "No, will you go out with me?" It was very romantic for 14-year-olds.
You know, there was three of us went into this ice cream parlour, and this little girl was sitting there.
I was still at school.
I didn't know she was still at school.
No, I...
We chatted for about an hour and a half on the phone, because the girls I was with the girls watching a movie, and I missed all the movie because I disappeared in the conservatory to leave. And then we went on a date on the Monday and took my father.
And of course she wouldn't get on my motorbike because her mother said motorbikes were dangerous.
Yes.
She wasn't allowed on a motorbike. And unfortunately, having just met her, about 2 weeks after that, I had my name in the paper for speeding.
I worked with his mum, and his mum said, "Are you a rock chick?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, my son's in a band." I said, "Oh, cool."
And you know, I wasn't bothered one way or another. You know, I was playing hard to guess.
No.
You giving me that whole, I'm the managing director of my own company, blah, blah, blah. Which he did. He gave me this whole line in this pub and stuff like that. And then rocked up to pick me up on our first date in the most clapped out, decrepit Corsa you've ever seen. It was so hideous. It made my decrepit Micro look ace. It was just awful. And he parked it down the street and then rocked up and then walked me to this hideous car, which he had to get out of to wind the window up because it wouldn't wind it to hold both sides and pull it up to get it to work.
And we ended up going for breakfast in the morning, and here we are today. You're engaged, you've got a baby on the way.
Yeah.
And how many years ago was that now?
1970.
And that was 13 years ago.
8 years later, we're still here.
And still together, like we say, after 33 years. So.
Yeah.
And then Jasper came along shortly afterwards.
I used to go around with 3 girls, and one of them had a friend who was married to an army lad and they were stationed in Germany, and she put one of the girls' names in the Forces paper asking for pen friends, and she got about 50 replies. So she says, do you want one? So one girl picked one from Middlesex, one picked one from Colchester, one picked one from Wales, and I said I'm going to have one nearer home. It was only 10 miles away, and we all married that soldier.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. That really is amazing.